Humming some OAR. Boy, if you don't know OAR, you got to get on that. Great band. Phenomenal band. Wednesday AOA podcast back for another episode. Oh my goodness, it's so good to be here with you and me. And the bottle makes three tonight. Hello to everybody in the live chat. Miss Justice, Robin. Welcome, Sarah, a new member. Loving that. Absolutely loving that. Don't forget, we're doing a members only show on 420 on 419. That's right. We're doing our 420 show where we do what happens on 420. We're doing it on 419. That's Friday the 19th for members only. You have to be a member. Join now. Link in the description below on this episode. You can join our members area, the AOA holes, as they affectionately named and refer to themselves, which I love so much, for just $2.99. And you get in there, you get some exclusive content, special shows like our upcoming 420 show on 419. So nothing confusing there. We've got a great little episode for you. Kevin McCarthy calling out Matt Gaetz in a major way on C-SPAN earlier today. It was pretty big, pretty honest, and pretty brutal. Plus, Elisa Jordana gets arrested. Now, if you don't know who she is, that's okay. Not a lot of people do know. She was the former fiance of Andy Dick, the comedian. And she's done a bunch of other stuff, written for the Howard Stern show. Been on, I think she was in Sharknado, MTV, Jimmy Kimmel. She's done a bunch of things. One of these little internet people had the craziest live stream the other day where her and her boyfriend literally just beat the bejesus out of each other. I mean, it's kind of alarming. It's a little jarring, but it's taking live streaming to a new level. Speaking of new levels, how a guy used DoorDash to figure out his girlfriend was cheating on him. Little DoorDash cheating hack coming up on this episode. Plus, kids party evite goes awry. This is maybe one of my favorite stories behind the eclipse teacher and the promise that was made years ago. Loving that little heartwarming tale. All that and more coming up right here on this episode. We're going to start with Kevin McCarthy versus Matt Gaetz. So McCarthy was on C-SPAN earlier today, and he explains why he is no longer Speaker of the House and comes out pretty heavily just swinging at good old Matt Gaetz. Take a listen to this clip here.
And I'll give you the truth why I'm not Speaker. It's because one person, a member of Congress, wanted me to stop an ethics complaint because he slept with a 17-year-old. An ethics complaint that started before I ever became Speaker, and that's illegal, and I'm not going to get in the middle. Did he do it or not? I don't know, but an ethics is looking at it. There's other people in jail because of it, and he wanted me to influence it. And you know what? So then they come out and they say, because I kept government open. I'd do it all over again. We're not going to pay our troops? No, I'm going to pay my troops. You can't do.
So there's Kevin McCarthy from earlier today going, I'm not the Speaker of the House anymore for one reason and one reason only, because one dude slept with a 17-year-old and wanted me to stop the investigation. Boom. Talk about bomb dropping. How's about that? I don't think he loves that Matt Gaetz. I don't think he ever did. And I think that since he got tossed out of Congress, he's got no reason to pull any punches, you know. That's basically it. All right, now I'm seeing here, let me see, Luna, I can't see tonight's podcast. Find it all on YouTube. We did have a little glitch at the start. Does anybody watch it on YouTube, or is everybody on the Facebooks? Let me know, because we'll see if we can get that remedied for everybody. I believe we're there. Yeah, we're there. It's just like a funky, the photo's not right. Yeah, we had a little problem with the YouTube, but I believe we're there. I know people don't get YouTube notified. Thanks for the disclaimer, Miss Justice. Appreciate you. We'll figure it all out. We're together. We got to figure it out. I feel like we're going to change the slogan of this show to the most shadow banned show on the internet. I feel like that's going to become the new AOA podcast slogan. Watch AOA podcast, the most shadow banned show ever. I was looking at a show we put out the other day. It had like, it was crazy. It had like over 100 comments. This is on Facebook. It had like over 100 comments, and then it said it had like 17 views. We have over 17,000 followers on Facebook alone. I mean, the show's exploded way beyond that. But on Facebook alone, we have 17,000 followers. How do we have 34 comments on a video, which is low enough, but only 17 views? And you would think, oh, one person commented a whole bunch. No, it was all different people commenting. It makes no sense. No sense. Thank you, Shug Glutes, for confirming that we're on YouTube. I appreciate your photograph too. I don't know what's happening in that photograph. Seems like a little nipple grabbing. That doesn't ever hurt nobody. Shug's own nipple, I should say. Should clarify that before we get a whole Matt Gaetz investigation on us. Anyway, I love the whole thing. I like Kevin McCarthy coming out swinging. Hey, this is the reason why I'm not the Speaker of the House anymore, because one dude slept with a 17-year-old and wanted me to interfere with a ethics investigation. I love how he goes, did he do it? Did he not do it? I don't know. Saving himself from a lawsuit, a defamation suit there by saying that. But I mean, I think we all assume that he basically did it. I mean, why would you threaten the Speaker of the House to intervene on your behalf if you weren't afraid because you did something wrong? I'm still surprised that we're sitting here on this date, April 10th, and Matt Gaetz has still not gotten in any sort of serious trouble for sleeping with said minor. Even though people that are all close to him are in jail for the very same thing. I don't get it. I don't know what's going on there. But he's free. He's walking around. He's passing policy, or at least helping pass policy a little bit. Yeah, Raven with a good point. If you didn't do shit, there's nothing to hide. Exactly. When I'm innocent and somebody accuses me of doing something wrong, I go like this. Well, go ahead, investigate it. You'll find out the truth. Here's the thing too that I find. Most of the time, and I've never gotten caught in something like this, but people, there's always like, oh, you know, he said, she said stuff that goes on in life. I always just sit back, relax, let time take over. These things usually play themselves out the right way. It's very rare somebody who is completely innocent. I mean, it does happen, right? Innocent people go to jail and shit like that. But it's very, very rare that somebody completely innocent takes the fall for something that they did not do. Usually the truth comes out over time. Sometimes in life, you got to just go, okay, I'm going to let this play out slowly and everybody will see. I'm in at least one of those situations right now in my private life where it's like, okay, just going to be me, hang out, and let it all play itself out because people can't hide themselves. You know, I've only been around for 42 years, 41 and change. Boy, I'm fighting that 42 like you wouldn't believe. Oh, I don't want to hit it. I can't believe I'm 41. It's really, I get a chest pain every time somebody asks me how old I am, and I have to start that sentence with f. But what I've noticed is people can hide themselves. They will reveal themselves over time. It's just the way it is. So if you're a good person, just continue to be a good person. You'll be okay. And if you're a sneaky piece of shit, you're going to get found out. It's going to happen. You just don't skate by forever. I like Bird's saying here, let karma calm. Yeah, that's a good say. That might find its way on a t-shirt one day, Bird, and you might be getting yourself a little thing we like to call royalties, because that's a good one. I'm liking that a lot right now. Let karma calm. Remind me in a week if I haven't made that into a t-shirt yet. Did I have a fight with Frankie? No. Well, yes, Frank and I had a fight. I want to say 6th grade. It was about in the 6th grade. I think that was the last time Frank and I actually had a fight, was in the 6th grade. We haven't fought since. I mean, we've debated a lot, but an actual fight? No, I haven't fought with that guy literally since the 6th grade, which is pretty hilarious. Because I don't know if you noticed, but I'm no nightstand. You know what I'm saying? That's who Frank fights these days, are the nightstands. And I'm not a nightstand. Took that joke from Raven. Thank you, Raven. Coco agrees with my let karma karm thing there. Facts. It's true. Let people just let it play out. Let karma karm, Bird, brilliant way to say it, but let it play out. People will reveal who they are. I may not agree with everything Kevin McCarthy does or says, but I he's in the leadership. I thought he should have been given a chance at least, and I thought what happened to him was really bad. Listen, and people can say whatever they want about Donald Trump, and that's fine. Let's put Donald Trump aside for a second. It's his cronies that bother me more than anything. And I know Frank would be doing backflips if he were here right now. And we can talk about Donald Trump till we're blue in the face, but I like to put that stuff aside every now and then. I'm telling you, it's the Matt Gaetzes, it's the Marjorie Taylor Greens. What's the brunette Marjorie Taylor Greene's name? The hot one who likes to get felt up in movie theaters. I always forget her name. She's got a lot of trouble going on. Her husband and her kid. Didn't her kid do something crazy recently? I forget. What's brunette Marjorie Taylor Greene? Whatever her name is. Those three right there, I feel actually cause more damage, because people don't want to admit this, but it's the God's honest truth. Congress is more powerful than the president of the United States. We all know the president of the United States because there's one of them. We have 100 senators and we have a lot more Congress people. We don't know all those. So it's a lot harder to put blame. Nobody goes, boy, Congress is a real problem. No, they go, but the president sucks, because it's just easier. But Congress runs more stuff than anything else. Congress has the budget. They got the purse strings. You know what I mean? They do the whole, it's them. They're more powerful than the president. Now the president gets to make speeches and gets to try and inform policy and works together with Congress and does all the things. And the president's the figurehead. Not that the president is not powerful, but, can the president bomb somebody? Yes. Can the president go to war without Congress? Well, no. They seem to have figured out ways recently, don't call it a war, call it a conflict. Okay, there's little things in and outs and around, but the fact of the matter is, and you can ask any political science professor, you could ask any history teacher, you could ask any scholar. Is there more power within Congress or the president of the United States? And they will all say Congress. And here's a case in point, in case you can't, if you can't believe that, we can only have 8 years of a president. Some of these Congress people and some of these senators have been around for fucking 40 years. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a powerful individual. So, yes, the president is important. We have 3 branches of government. There's checks and balances above all, amongst all. But those Congress people and senators are really important. Thanks, everybody who said Lauren Boebert. Appreciate that. And our own J Sabs who said Bobettes. See, people don't realize this, but J Sabs is the real political muscle behind this podcast. She's the one that drives all the political conversation, even when we try and get out of it. TD freelancer with little True Talk label. Thank you, TD. I appreciate that. So good for McCarthy for calling out Matt Gaetz for being a fucking creeper and creeping around younger girls. That guy should honestly be out of a job. There's no doubt in my mind he's a piece of shit. And it has little to do with his political aspirations. It has more to do with the fact that he definitely fucked around with young girls. I believe, allegedly. I don't know this for sure. Can't prove it. But it feels like it's probably true. Anyway, enough of that crap. Elisa Jordana. So I get this thing sent to me. I want to say her name was Jen. I don't know. Anyway, I was fortunate enough to come across Howard Stern years ago. He used to listen to me when I was on the radio, ironically enough, because he has a house all the way out here in the Hamptons. He came in the studio one day. There's articles written about it. It's lovely. He talked about me on his show. I thanked the guy repeatedly. I couldn't be more grateful for him just brushing on my path for 5 minutes and to this day, anytime I ever reach out to him, he's always wonderful to reach right back out. He's a wonderful human being. So I get, and sometimes every time something happens to him or around his little universe, I get people to email me. So this girl, Elisa Jordana, apparently worked for him at some point. I'm not even quite sure how it all worked, but she worked for him. She was Andy Dick's fiance, and now she's, I think, a YouTuber and a podcaster, and her name is Elisa Jordana. And I don't know her from Adam, but I get sent this thing about her live stream. I'm literally planning vacations with Cuddles, and it comes across my thing, so I click on it, and she's a pretty girl, so I'm like, all right, I'm interested. That's really all it takes. Honestly, it's either a beautiful brunette or a key lime pie. If you want my interest, those two wings, maybe, gyro, whatever. That's how you get your old pal Ant's interest. If you've ever written me and I haven't responded, try putting a picture of a pretty brunette, or honestly, if we're really being honest, a steak with butter melting on top. I'm gonna open that up 100 times out of 99. I'm just a big fan of the food these days. So I click on this thing because I was actually waiting for Cuddles to answer me on something. We're going back and forth looking at hotels and flights and all this. It's a pain in the ass to plan a trip. But anyway, I started watching this thing, and I'm immediately intrigued by it. So apparently what happened is this Elisa Jordana was dating, or is dating, I don't know if they're dating anymore, I hope they're not, this other YouTuber guy, Z Scoro. I got to be honest with you, I could be making half of this up. I might be lying. But they send me this stream, and I'm watching the stream, and the two of them wind up beating the crap out of each other in the middle of the stream, while she's streaming live, while she's driving a car. I've never seen anything like it. Now, I've done a podcast while driving a car. I think we've done a couple of members only podcasts while just driving a car. But I don't think I've done a live stream. And this girl is like, and appreciate that DM for the super chat there. Thank you. This girl's taking super chats while she's driving, and she's like driving and like lifting up her sunglasses and like looking at the super chats and reading the screen. I'm like, and then she's taking phone calls. I'm like, who is this girl? I've been doing this for 20 something years. I can't drive in a car and stream and take phone calls and do all this crazy stuff. Christine Colson, Andy Dick had a fiance. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Andy Dick is bisexual, even though I feel like the rap of he was gay for the longest time was out there. But, and she's beautiful. Like let me bring it up on the screen for everybody. She's gorgeous. This Elisa Jordana. So this is the stream. Now, the guy in the passenger seat who looks like the biggest nerd ever. I have a real problem with this guy for a few reasons. One of them is actually that he does strike this girl, which I'm not a big fan of that. Second is he looks like a friend of mine who could be a real jerk sometimes. I mean, I love the guy. He's a sweetheart, but he's also an early leaver. He's not Frank, but I got another early leaver. Fly NY, thanks for joining the memberships. Don't forget, 420 show, which we're doing on 419, is a member only show. So you got to join the member area, become an AOA hole officially. Link in the description below. Like I said, there's 3 ways to join, varying monetary amounts. You can go for as low as $2.99. I just bought my kids a Happy Meal. It cost me $49,000. So literally for the price of 1/1,000,000th of a Happy Meal, you could become a member and join us on 420, 419 and have a good time. Anyway, back to Elisa and this guy. So the premise of this, where we pick this up, by the way, this is a 2-hour and 19 live stream. And this girl, I mean, she starts in a car. Here, let me skip around a little bit. She starts in a car by herself. At some point, she winds up in a mall, fucking food court. Well, she's at a regular mall. And then she moves over to, look, she's at a food court doing a show. I've never seen anything like this. I thought we were doing some innovative things on the podcast. It turns out Elisa Jordana is blowing us out of the water. So I guess at some point, her and this Z Socorro are together. And she finds out, or she discovers that he was cheating on her. I guess she had made this discovery before this show, this live stream. And then for whatever reason, it kind of flares up again. And then at one point, the girl he cheated with calls into the show. And so I guess she goes from, the mall parking lot here to go in and picking up this Z Socorro somehow. Here, there's a moment where he
come on.
The thing said you were going to come back to the...
For what?
To give me my stuff.
Oh, there it is. There's your stuff.
Thank you.
A nice one.
Yeah, I don't know. He's there's like she's coming from a shrink and all these things, and then you think like, hey, that's about the end of it. Like, let's just move on. No, he hops in the car with her, and they start driving. So she's taking phone calls, and people are calling in, and then the girl who he cheated on this girl with, like, actually calls in. So she starts physically. She takes a couple of swings at him, like she literally. Boom, boom, like hits him with a couple of shots. I lost my place now. I had it before. I mean, we're going to get to the end, which is the end of this is insane. The end of this is absolutely insane. Here, I mean, she might hit him here. Now, listen, I don't condone hitting. I mean, this guy deserved to get hit. He deserved to get the shit hit out of him. He really did. But I can't get behind taking altercations to a physical level in any way, shape, or form. I'm not a fan of that, even though this fucker deserved it big time. But then he starts putting his hands on her too, in the middle of a live stream. I mean, I'm watching the end of this and my fucking jaw is open.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you for calling.
Face with tears of joy donated $5. You're no angel, Elisa.
Somebody said, now I don't know how she's doing this. She's got Siri shouting out chats. She's got phone calls coming in. She's got messages on the screen. She's driving a car. I mean, I don't know anything about this girl, but those things alone, and I'm going to go ahead and label her talented, because that is pretty unbelievable. Because most people I know can't even do one of those things. Driving a car is pretty difficult for most people around, at least where I drive. I don't know how she's doing all this stuff. Maybe she's good at it. I don't know.
So what's going on?
But also, I mean, look at her. Obviously her nose is a little red. Maybe, I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. But look at her. This is not a great view of her. Look at her and look at him. How did he get her? I can't tell you how many times a day, 99% of the time I look at a couple and I say to myself, how did he get her? Because I don't even, I mean, that's 99% of the time. In this particular case, I don't know how this fucking nerd banker in a bright blue Nike shirt with a shitty fucking hat, an awful, I work at a fucking accounting firm glasses, got a girl that looks like that. Now, I say that as a guy who has clearly scored over my head with my own wife. But still, I mean, this fucking nerd face, I don't even know how this came to be.
I'd love to hear from your side what's going on.
So what's going on from my side? I have all your nudes. I'm gonna text them to you so you can see what Bahram Alipur is sending of women.
You play with them
pictures,
balls like
and I'm gonna text you what he texted me as well.
So this is the girl who I guess that dude slept with. And then I guess somehow he showed her, his girlfriend, the naked pictures and then said all this weird shit about, it's very confusing, but also very intriguing.
So I'm just going to send you like 6 months of texts of your nudes and, different sentences that he...
Sir, I'm sorry about this.
Don't talk.
That was a backhand that would have stunned Tyson. She just whammo. I mean, just right to the face, gave it to him. We do not condone violence on this episode, but boy, did he deserve that. Let's go to the chat and see if that was hilarious. And the verdict is yes. Let's go to our judges. Let's go with Judge Robin. Judge Robin says fucking hilarious. Okay, good. That was a bitch slap of all bitch slaps. Like that was just I mean, and he took it like an absolute bitch. Like he did not take that all that well. Let's go back a little bit.
You play with them
pictures,
balls like
and I'm gonna text you what he texted me as well. So I'm just gonna send you like 6 months of texts of your nudes and different sentences that he.
Sir, I'm sorry about this.
Don't talk. Don't fucking.
Oh shit! Damn. Oh. Oof. Here's the thing. I've never cheated on anybody in my life. If I did though, and I was caught in a live stream with my significant other, and the person who I cheated with is on the phone, I don't think I would apologize to the girl I cheated with. I don't have a lot of experience in this area, but I don't think that's smart. I don't think that it's smart to go to the side piece. I'm sorry you have to go through this. Yeah, you're gonna get a little back. Gonna get a little one of those. Little one of those jobs for sure. Whew. Now this is all fun and games because he deserved it, but it unfortunately takes a really bad turn. Now there's only 3 minutes left in the live stream, and you're not gonna. We might have to skip ahead, but you're not gonna believe where this descended to.
Yes, Sarah, we're really sorry about this. I'm sending him your way today. So don't worry. But yeah, he's coming. Don't worry, he's coming home.
Elisa.
She's just like almost broke my nose. She's gonna get arrested.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Fuck you, cunt. Next time you fucking touch me, I'll fucking dick you. You understand? You understand, cunt? Hey, no, Sarah, hang up. These idiots. She posted your fucking number in her cancer Discord, and I would just be polite.
Elisa?
Yeah.
Shout out to Raven, by the way, for starting an AOA Discord. Well timed. If anybody ever gets cheated on, we'd be happy to put the other person's phone number in the Discord, like Elisa did. That's kind of crazy. This much like when you watch Jerry Springer, I just feel like I can't believe these people are real. But this is really happening between these two people, and why they're even in a car together. Call an Uber. I don't know why this dude got in the car with her. I also don't know why she invited him in the car with her. Because if I ever cheated on Cuddles, I don't think she'd be like, let me give you a lift. I mean, maybe she would. She'd put a seatbelt on, hit the button to take mine off, and drive straight into a fucking bridge abutment. Right into a bridge abutment. Yeah, I don't know why they're getting in the car together. I often find it fascinating, these couples that fight all the time and then just can't get away from each other and continue to fight. I don't know what that is. That's got to be some sort of, I don't know. I'm sure a therapist can break it down, but.
Bahram, how do you pronounce it? Do you know? I don't know.
Shut the fuck up, cunt.
Hey,
cunt!
So I'm going to text you your nudes that he sent me and
right.
What he wrote about you. He said you're a dumb Mexican that he doesn't even like. Just how he said that I'm a streamer that he doesn't like. So you guys are like, wow. Right. Interesting.
Sarah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, touch me and I fucking dick your dumbass bitch. I'll fucking dick you.
Elisa.
Yes.
Now, again, I don't know this guy from a hole in the wall, but, obviously she's got some issues. But again, I put the question out there, how did he get her? Doesn't he look like the biggest idiot that you have ever seen? Look at all these people on Cuddles' side. Oh my goodness. Look, people. Cuddles would end you. And you'd be on the underside of the vehicle. Mercury, Ant, you'd be under the vehicle. Yeah, exactly. You guys are right. If I cheated on Cuddles, the only thing that would involve me, her, in a vehicle, I would be under it. You're right. You're 100% right. Robin gets it. My wife would bury me, then bury the shovel. So I got one of those too. I got one of them kind of wives as well, Robin. I feel you. I feel you, my man. On your side. But just the way he talks is like, ugh, what a piece of shit.
As a woman,
The dumb cunt, Sarah, the dumb retard in the middle of a street session.
Can you please delete my number from the chat?
She's a fucking insane person. She's a fucking
I would stop talking
50-year-old
about. Oh,
dumb.
Look at the way she just made him flinch. Isn't that unbelievable?
In the middle of
50.
a street
Okay,
dancing.
Yeah, Sarah, I heard you had a kid when you were 16. That's what he told me about you.
Yeah, she had
and he
a
said you're a
kid.
dumb Mexican.
Okay, and now if you're watching on the screen, it says Sarah donated $5, and the comment is, "I know what Poppy likes." I'm not sure Jerry Springer ever had something so unbelievable on his show. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the only way that this would be more fascinating is if Sarah was a small person. Because I feel like that's usually, I don't know why Jerry Springer always was like, oh, this is amazing. Oh, it's just a small person. Like, I don't know why a small person always kind of just put the little exclamation point on it. By the way, pun not intended with the little remark there just then. I did not mean that. It just kind of came out that way. So I guess the girl who's talking shit donated $5 and said, "I know what Poppy likes." That is also fucked up. Can we count? Can we get a counter on how many times I've said that's fucked up on this? Because I feel like we're up to 92. I feel like we are up to like 92.
I said she's
And he said you keep showing up. And he says you won't stop texting him. But I saw the text. It's the same shit. Yeah. Yeah. What's up?
She's half your age. She's half your age.
Look at the way she's like pointing to, now she's grabbing his ear. She's driving a car. I mean, I don't know if you saw, but just 2 seconds ago, just 2 seconds before this moment that we're looking at on the screen right now, a car passes. Look at over her shoulder. Look at the cars passing
and
her.
He said you're a dumb Mexican.
I said she's
and
a
he
dumb
said
Mexican.
you keep showing up. And he says you won't stop
He's
texting
driving.
him. But I saw the text. It's the same shit. Yeah. Yeah. What's up?
She's half your age. She's half your age.
Delete the number, please.
And this is where it gets really bad. He pulled her hair.
Pull over, dumb.
No, please don't.
He tries to pull the car over, but I think she's got her foot on the brake. It doesn't look like the car is moving at this point.
No, I'm sorry.
No, call 911, Sarah. Call 911.
No, please.
Now he's grabbing her hair, pulling her hair. She's slamming her hand on the horn just to get some help. You hear her screaming, "No, please, please," because she's actually fearful of her life. And this continues for almost another minute. Now, you want to hear the most fucked up part? She got arrested later that day, not him. I don't know how this didn't land this guy in jail, but at the end of the day, and you could Google Elisa Jordana right now, and what will come up is she was arrested, not him.
Call 911.
No, I'm sorry.
Look at the way he grabs her like that. I mean, this is terrible. He will not let go of her hair. He's opening the car door. He's still got her. He's trying to drag her out of the car.
Get the fuck
Okay, I'm
out.
getting out. I'm getting out. He's killing me.
Look, he's got her shirt and her hair. She's fighting him back.
No. Okay, I'm getting out.
The fucking car is in drive. Look at the car moving. Finally, she just gets out of the car. I guess he must have put it in park just there. Finally, she gets out of the car. Now, if you guys are watching on YouTube, I'll take since the chat's off here, I'll make this a little bigger. See if it gets a little bigger for you. Yeah, there you go. If you look in the rear, in the out the back mirror, you could see her running to another car for help. And you see the van stop, and he runs. Look at now, he's running over to this fucking psychopath. And it looks like, if you look really closely, it looks like she just opened the door of this oncoming. I mean, if you think about it, you're driving and a woman starts running to you, you're going to slow down a little bit. Look at Paul, another Brian Laundrie. Tell me about it. Isn't this fucking crazy? The car's moving and everything. I mean, it must be insane. These people are insane. She runs the other guy in the truck there. I don't know if she gets in the truck or not. I just see the truck door close, and then you see him come back. He gets into the passenger seat. I mean, he gets into the driver's seat. Then he grabs the phone, and then that's it. Ends the live stream. Just ends the live stream. And that's it. That's the video. Isn't that crazy? Look at Jay Sams. Not for nothing, but I know a girl who acts like this with her boyfriend. Listen, I'm not going to say she's completely innocent, but you can't grab a woman like that. I don't care how much a woman is slapping you in the nose. Like, man the fuck up. Also, you cheated. You deserve a pop in the nose. You deserve that. This guy has that coming to him. I'm sorry. For him to react that way is fucking crazy. And I don't mean to like defend her behavior at all, but she's in jail and he's not. Like, if that's the situation you find yourself in, you go, pull the car over, let me get out. Get out of the car. You deserve, again, not that I think a woman should be hitting a man. I don't. But you deserve, you can't retaliate as a dude. You absolutely just cannot. You are such a piece of shit. Pull the car over, be like, let me out. Get a fucking Uber and call it a day. You know? This is all while driving. Not for nothing. I mean, not only could they be killed, but they could have fucking hurt somebody else by doing this stupid shit. It's crazy. Jay Sams, Anthony definitely hasn't been hit. Not like that, I haven't. Not like that, I haven't. I've told this story before that Cuddles and I, one time, we were like, well, you want to do shot for shot? I don't even know why we were doing this. And so as the gentleman, I go, yeah, you go first. And so she hits me in the arm, and I go, I don't want to play this game anymore. I go, I don't want to do this. She hit me so fucking hard. I go, this is not a good idea. This is not a good idea. I was like, I can't hit you that hard. We can't play this game. And I went to the bathroom and cried like a little baby. Cuddles is one of 6. Second youngest. So Cuddles has younger sibling syndrome. Like she's got some natural muscle to her. Hasn't spent a lot of time in the gym, just spent a lot of the time fighting for that attention in the family there. She's got some, I don't even remember when that was. We can ask her, but I still remember how like my arm went numb, and she didn't dead on me. You know, when you leave your knuckle out a little bit, she didn't dead on me. She just, and I went, we're not going to play this game. This is not good. This is really, really not good. I never forgot it all this time later. Hold on a second here from Stepcat. And remember the tiny influencer who hit her twice, her size boyfriend? He never reacted. She killed him with a knife. No, is that true? Is there a small person influencer that killed somebody? That's pretty amazing. Mercury, I don't like to play around like that. I get angry too fast. Keep your hands to yourself. Agree. I don't even know why Cuddles and I were proposed a shot for shot. It was early on in our relationship. I know that. We have not done anything like that ever since. And I think it's mostly because she saw the fear in my eyes. I'm not 100% sure. But you're right. I don't like, there are a couple of couples that will play like that. I don't like playing like that. I don't find that to be appealing whatsoever. And don't mess with Italian women. We are mean and tough. Yeah, no shit. No shit. I don't like to mess with women, period. But you're right. There are a couple of ethnic backgrounds that are particularly difficult to deal with, and Italian would definitely be one of them. That's very much true. Also, Rose, welcome to becoming a member. Just saw that pop up on the old screen, Zaruski here. So thank you for that. Appreciate all the members coming in. Again, members only show 420. It's going to be a lot of fun. We hope that everybody partakes responsibly. The hosts will be enjoying a beverage or whatnot on that day, and we'll be talking about all kinds of fun stuff. I've been keeping a log of topics that I've wanted to talk about and that we just either haven't gotten to or just are more on like the trippier side of things. We have a treasure trove of stuff to talk about on the 420 show. It is going to be a lot of fun, and it's a Friday night, so hopefully most people are off Saturday. We can enjoy responsibly in our own homes, talk a bunch of shit, make each other laugh, and have a good time. It'll be good. This is going to be the 420 show is on 419 and probably around 8:30. And by 8:30, I mean 8:45. And by 8:45, I mean probably at some point before 9:15 Eastern Standard Time. Any update on this woman? The update is she got arrested. Elisa Jordana was arrested for, hang on, I'm going to get the charge here. It was physically assaulting a man believed to be her boyfriend during a live stream. But I don't know how she doesn't show this video to authorities and go, he hit me back. Is it because she hit him first? Because that doesn't seem to be right. Again, she's wrong. She's wrong for hitting him at all. But he is very, very wrong for hitting her back and doing what he did. Like, you can't take a slap to the... And believe me, she caught him by surprise. But be a fucking man. Take the hit. Say, oh, I'm a piece of shit and I deserve that. And get the fuck out of the car. You know? Nobody's a gentleman anymore. I don't understand it. Well, if he was a gentleman, he wouldn't have fucking cheated on the first place. So... but that bit of craziness is Elisa Jordana, and I can't believe any of it. So we'll put her on the old radar and keep an eye on her if she ever winds up popping up in the news again. Let's move on over to somebody else that I saw on the internet just a few hours ago. This guy, let me make sure I get his name right. I found him on TikTok, and I'll share a clip with you here. Jesse MF Lane is his name. I don't know if that MF stands for motherfucker. Assuming it does. But anyway, he put out a video, and I found this interesting. This scenario a bit interesting. Again, has to do with cheating, unfortunately. But he puts this video out, and he goes, "I'm dating this girl. They met on a thing, an online thing. She's about an hour and a half away." So not like a come right over, but not like we need to take days off from work to see each other. It's like an hour and a half. It's a bit of a ride, I guess, after work and all that kind of shit. But you see one another, maybe not as often as you like, but often. So he just starts seeing this girl, like 2-3 weeks, I guess he's into this little relationship. And I guess that she had made plans to come by his house. And so she calls him like after work and she goes, I'm not feeling all that great. I don't think I'm going to come. So now you're 2-3 weeks into a relationship. And I feel like most of those times in those relationships, you tend to talk about the people you've been with before. So he knows all about her ex-boyfriend. I'm assuming that she knows about his latest ex-girlfriend, as tends to be the case in these scenarios. So she calls him and says, I'm not feeling well. I'm not going to come over. So this guy, being a gentleman, goes, I'm going to send her a DoorDash. Let's pause in the story here for a moment. That is maybe one of the more chivalrous things to do in this day and age. Now, you have to be careful because I remember a friend of mine had a bit of a rough time and I went and sent him a DoorDash of Dunkin' Donuts and I got myself banned from Uber Eats we're going on 2 years now. So sometimes you start these things off in the right intention, and then other times you find yourself screaming at a customer service person until they say, well, now you can't use our service. Anyway, not important how we got here, but he goes, I'm going to DoorDash you. You're not feeling so good. Let me send you some soup, some food your way, and it'll be a nice little thing. He tells her, She goes, that would be wonderful. He says, I hope you would appreciate this. She goes, I do appreciate this. So now she knows he's coming, or the DoorDash is coming their way. So you know how when you DoorDash, once you get a dasher, once a dasher agrees to pick up your account, you can chat with them. You can talk with them about stuff. And so he hops on with this DoorDasher. And I don't know why he did it. Perhaps he had been wronged in the past. Perhaps he just doesn't trust women. I don't know. Perhaps he has relationship issues. But he tells the DoorDasher, when you drop the food off, and you know how DoorDashers, they'll take a picture of the food in front of the thing? He goes, there's a 20 in it for you. If you don't take a picture of the food, but take a picture of the house and everything that's going on. And what happens, the DoorDasher does it. And in the driveway of her house is a pickup truck that obviously doesn't belong to her. But from her past stories to him, he knows it's her ex-boyfriend's pickup truck. And so, bam, catches her red-handed. And you're not coming over because you don't feel well. You're coming over. You're not coming over because you're cheating.
So, you know how when you get assigned a DoorDasher, you can send them a message? I did. I said, hey, bro, how about for another $20? Instead of sending me a picture that the food's been delivered, you just pan over to the driveway and show me a picture of all the vehicles in there. Turns out $20 buys you a lot of damn pictures from a lot of angles. So I don't know whose douchebag truck that was, but it looks a lot like the douchebag truck that a douchebag X had, with the same douchebag welder and the same douchebag sticker on the same douchebag bumper.
Is that not the most interesting idea that you've come across? Bro found a way to see if his DoorDasher could find out if his girl was cheating on him, and she was. And she was. There's your DoorDash cheating hack right there. You suspect somebody cheating on you or up to no good? Send him a DoorDash. See if the Dasher will take it. Now I got to be honest with you, $20, and you could tell the way he got a bunch of pictures. He probably overpaid. I think a DoorDasher would have done that for $5. I'm not gonna lie. If I was delivering food and somebody asked me to do that, I'd be like, keep the tip. I am happy to do this for you. One dude to another dude. I mean, it doesn't even have to be dude on dude. It could be dude to girl. From one human to another human. I am happy to check up on your significant other and make sure that they are not cheating on you. Miss Justice nailed it on the head. That's cheaper than a private investigator. That's true. That's true. Even for $20, a private investigator is going to cost you, I don't know, $200, $300, $400. I've never hired a private investigator. That just hit me just now. 40, almost 42, 41 and change. And I've never hired a private investigator. I mean, I feel like I should consider myself lucky, but on the other hand, it's kind of fun. It's always fun in the movies. And you call and you're like, don't worry about it. And you get on the phone, you're like, Johnny, meet me at the place. And then you always meet at some clandestine location. And then they go, the usual? And you go, yeah, the usual fee. And then you go like this. You pull something out of your pocket. You know, people are always pulling something out of their jacket pockets. You ever notice that? Out of the inside pocket. And you go, here's the address. Pull one of those jobs. I love to do that. And then you cut to the next scene. And what does the private investigator do? He comes back with those manila envelopes and goes, here's some photos. That's cool. I've never met anyone in an abandoned parking lot who had a manila folder, who had photos of somebody I know with a lot of dirt on them. I feel like I'm not living. I feel like on one hand, I should probably be really grateful. But on the other hand, God, I would just love to be a part of that just once. Just once. I would also like to be the private investigator, because this is my favorite line of the private investigator. You may not like what I find. Are you sure you want to do this? Because you may not like what I come back with. What a good line. That's got to be the funnest part of a private investigator. That and all the waiting. I would imagine the waiting could be boring, but I feel like I could wait a long time. I feel like I could wait a really, really long time. Here we go. Janine. Someone wanted to hire me as a PI. No, I don't believe this. No joke. A few years ago, friend of a friend. Not buying it. Not buying it. I'm buying JSAB's PI skills. I think she's got that. But, no. Aunt, your mama raised you right. She did. She did. You didn't give any credit to my dad. I think he had something to do with it, but if you want to cut him out, I'm fine with it. I'm going to tell him. I'm going to be like, Rose doesn't think you did shit. I'm just going to hang up on him. I'm going to call him as soon as the show's over. It's not going to be the first time I've ever done that to him either. But anyway, yeah, I'd love to be in a private investigator situation. I think that'd just be fun as all hell. This story made my heart smile. So everybody was making a big deal out of the eclipse, right? By the way, that was 2 days ago. Doesn't it feel like 7 years ago? The eclipse feels like a lifetime ago. And everybody was like, oh, the eclipse sucked and fuck the eclipse. And I actually thought the eclipse was kind of cool seeing it. I didn't spend a ton of time on it, but seeing my kids get all excited about it and everything, it was kind of nice. Anyway, comes the story today that there was a teacher in upstate New York. The last time we had an eclipse like this one was 1978. Now, I know we've had other eclipses or eclipsi. How do you say it? Eclipses. 1978, same type of eclipse. He says to himself, he's a young teacher, early in his tenure. He says, tell you what, I'm going to invite you all, looks at his classes, I'm going to invite you all to the next eclipse. Next time we have an eclipse, you guys can all come to my house and we'll have a party. Next eclipse, he says in 1978, is going to be in the year 2024. Of course, they knew back then. And he says to his class, look in the local newspaper. There's two up in Rochester where he is, the Democrat and the Chronicle. He says, when the time comes, I'm going to put an ad in the paper. And then he actually says this to his class. If there's not an easier way to get a hold of people, this might be the smartest guy who only taught. Like, just that sentence alone, you'd think, why wasn't this guy inventing rockets? But that's what he says to his class. 2024, you come over to my house, we'll watch the eclipse. Take a look at the newspaper. I'll take an ad out with an invitation if there's not a better way to get in touch with people. Well, obviously there is. He put a Facebook Facebook event, invite out there. And next thing you know, like over 100 kids that he taught over time wound up showing up at his house. So even the kids that weren't in that original 1978 class, kids that were in that 1978 class brought their kids. Some of them did at least. People traveled from all sorts of places. There was one student that reached out from New Zealand, couldn't make it, but like zoomed in, just to see the teacher. And the teacher narrated the eclipse and talked about it the same way he did in 1978 with the kids in the classroom. Can you imagine that wonderful story all these years later? 20, 50 some odd years later, well, almost 50, a little shy of the 50 years. They all showed up in his driveway and they all watched the eclipse together. Isn't that a heartwarming story? I had to put that in this episode because when you're following two big cheater stories, you got to put something that's heartwarming in there to kind of make you feel like, well, we're not totally a lost thing. You know what I'm saying? There is some hope in the world. There is some warmness, I love that little story. I just thought that was wonderful. That to me is, I hear things and I say to myself, that guy probably could have been a lot more than a teacher. But then you hear about how he was moved to tears while he was describing the eclipse and everything that was happening. And then you go, well, no, that guy was born to be a teacher. That person was born to be an educator. So it was really, really wonderful. And then on a final note, this is silly. I can appreciate this as a parent. I think most people can. This person on, again, it's another TikTok to share with you guys. Dash on the Kings. Dax. That's a dog, right? Anyway, terrible name, wonderful TikTok. She has a kids party, I think a 2-year-old party. So she goes to invite everybody. She's sending out an evite, and it says, do you want to import your contacts? So she says yes. She's thinking, I'll be able to see who's in my phone, who I want to send the evite to. No. As soon as she says, do you want to import your contacts? It sends the evite to every person in her phone. Over 400 people got invited to her 2-year-old's birthday party. Now, what's particularly hilarious about this, because that's obviously embarrassing enough, if you've ever dealt with these evites, it takes the person's contact and their name, and it puts it in the invitation. So however you have them saved in your phone is how they are getting invited.
Derek Eyeroll, he received an invitation. Jess hit her car in parking lot. Anyways, I have to quit or get a new identity. I don't even know.
She goes, I gotta quit or get it because she invited her boss, right? All her coworkers got invited to her 2-year-old birthday party. Jess hit her car in the parking lot is my personal favorite because Cuddles and I went into the city a couple of years ago and somebody hit our car. They were nice enough to leave a note, and of course Cuddles had to call them, so she saved it in her phone. I think it's like like Kim, bitch who hit our car, or something like that. So I just found that funny. Could you imagine getting an invite and then you're in somebody's phone as Derek Eyeroll? Oh shit. I thought everybody would enjoy that. That's pretty fucking funny. Let me see here. I think that's really all we got. I hope that teacher fed his students. I think he did. Yes, he did. He got them pizzas. They had a big party. They had a really big party. It was a really wonderful, touching thing. One of the students was like in a wheelchair. Like, I guess they weren't doing well, and they even made it down. They're sick with something. Really, really wonderful. Really, really wonderful. I said this. Raven goes, my phone list is bad too. Bird says I'd be so screwed. I said this when Aaron did one of the blind top fives that we did, like people in our phone and all kinds of shit. Dude, I have people in my phone that are just like, I mean, I don't know who, I literally do not know who half these people are. You know, I have people in my phone that I just don't even know. I have all these like radio people. And I mean, this is really embarrassing. I don't want to say the person. I have to make up a name. Veronica. Let's say Veronica. Because Cuddles and I, our things are merged. Our contacts are merged. So I have somebody's in my phone as Veronica, Violet, Vinny's mom. Yeah, like we can't even remember who these people. We're just like, oh, that's so and so's mom. You know, we have just like no idea. I honestly, I swear to you, I have no idea who these people are. I do have some interesting celebrities in this phone, though. We should. Here, I have Coach S. I don't even know who that is. It's clearly one of my son's coaches at some point. I have no idea who that is. I literally have no. I have one that says Little D. Who the fuck? I don't know who that is. I have no idea. I think when you think about it, when did cell phones come around? Like I was in high school, so well, I mean, I know cell phones around in the 90s, but yeah, 98, 97. I mean, some of these contacts are 30 years old. Let me tell you something. Fly NY put Tits McGee. I got like 30 Tits McGee's in this phone. There's like Tits McGee 1, 2, 3, Tits McGee A, B, C. There's a lot of Tits McGee's in here. There is just a lot of Tits McGee's. Jose Facebook. Who the fuck is Jose Facebook? I have no fucking clue. I have somebody saved in here under footsie. I mean, this is just absurd. I can't. I gotta put this down. I gotta put this down. I can't fucking. We should go through. Let's do it right now. Put the most odd name in your phone contact list in the live chat or in the comment below. What's the oddest name you have in your phone contact list? Because I have like 30. You know, there's just too. I mean, if you imported all of your contacts correctly over the years from cell phone to cell phone, you have contacts on your list that's 30 years old. You have to, at least 30 years old. All right, DM says cheese spelled with a Z. I wonder who cheese is. Bird has a smelly cat in her phone. There you go. Fly NY has an oven. Is that like an oven repair person? Rose has a Scotty beam me up. Okay, that's an interesting night. That is an interesting night. Raven's roommate isn't a name. He's just a giraffe emoji. Caroline has a sleazy Steve. Who's calling you? Sleazy Steve. Oh, here we go. Kaylin's got some good ones. Creepy guy and big waste of space. Oh, shit. Fred Joe Pesci. Okay. Guessing that person reminds you of Joe Pesci. Oh, see, we all have these, right, Miss Justice? Steve Mechanic. Yeah, we all have a lot of that. I don't know the person's last name, but I know their first name and their occupation. First name and then occupation for the last name. That's a popular one. We've got a lot of those. Our old buddy Brian the Cannon Bannon. Shitty physical therapist. Oh, shit. Shug glutes. Look at this one. Marsha, in parentheses, Tinder working girl, question mark. I'm Ron Burgundy. Oh, no. Lazy eye temp girl. Dear Lord. Holy cow. Some of these are brutal. Dr. Hard and Porky's Towing. Now, is that one person, Nacho Fisho, or is those two people? Because I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to change one of the embarrassing contacts in my phone to Nacho Fisho because I just want that in my phone. You know what I'm saying? I think I got to look. I'm pretty sure I saved somebody in here as Drunk Girl. Because, and that was the problem too. Like back in my early, like when you were just going out and meeting people, it was like 15, 20 years ago. It was popular to just be like, here, put your number in my phone, you know, and then they would do it. And then you just have to be like, drunken idiot from this bar, you know, like how the fuck else would you remember? You know, sometimes it's hard to remember all these things. I don't know who half these people are. I got to be honest with you. Now, here's one. Billy the neighbor. I can't remember when I lived near a Billy. I know I don't live near one right now. I've only lived in 3 houses, 4 maybe. Billy the neighbor. I don't even know who the fuck that could be. I have a Nicole upstairs, and Nicole babysitter. I don't know who Nicole upstairs is. I don't even know who that is. That doesn't even remotely make sense. I will say there's a lot of sushi pizza. There's a lot of those. I have a guy saved in here just as plumber, and I will tell you this. Somebody gave me this dude's number, and I called it, and then he called me back, and then I didn't hear what his name was, so I just saved the number in my phone as plumber, and then he came to my house, and I went, "Hey, Mr. Plumber Man," and it was really embarrassing. If you're somebody, I feel like you should have your name on your shirt, or you should just name your company Tony's Plumbing Service or some shit like that. Like, you can't be, Rapid Plumbing doesn't fucking help me because I can't remember shit as far as it comes to names. I said, "Hey, Mr. Plumber Guy." I mean, that's really embarrassing. That's really, really embarrassing. By the way, fuck him because he didn't fix my. He fixed my shit and it was good for like 3 months and then it sucked again. So that's Mr. Plumber Guy. Anyway, stay away from Mr. Plumber Guy. If you got a Paulie Walnuts in your phone, you're doing everything right. DM, you can't go wrong with Buddy. Yep. Hey there, Bud. What's happening? Bud is my go-to. I don't know what the fuck your name is. That is my absolute go-to. Or there he is. Although I will say, I do say there he is to people whose names I do know. But I do like to go, I do like to throw a little, there he is, to people who I absolutely do not know their names to. I do that an awful lot. That does happen. I'm not going to lie to you. All right, that's it for us. Appreciate the solo show. Great comments all around. I hope you guys like the videos. A lot of the videos on the episode tonight. A lot of fun stuff to look at. I mean, that Elisa video wasn't exactly fun, but it was crazy. It was crazy and fun in the beginning, Look at Mercury. Thanks. I just deleted 5 more people. See, that's my problem. I haven't deleted anybody because I have this fear of like, what if I need to get in touch with that person again? You know what I mean? I will forever be like, it's on my phone. I'm not going to run out of space. It's there. It's not bothering anybody. But one of these days, my daughter's going to pick up my phone and call up somebody who I don't know really. And it's just going to get weird. I feel like it's just going to get really, really weird. Look at this. Sharon loves pizza. My ex is a poop emoji. You can't go wrong with that. We'll leave it there. Don't forget to become a member if you want to watch the 420 show, which we're doing on 419. You got to be a member to take part in the 420 show, which is always a lot of fun because we take part in all the 420 stuff and then just talk and hang the whole entire time. So don't miss out on that, my friends.
Show me potato salad.
Catch you guys on Friday.
Maybe we should go now. Go ahead.